I create a new one just for testing purposes. Is basically we use some arrays, some fields, and expected that we have the headers and the data that will be rendered, right?
Awesome.
So yeah, so to run that, you just oh, I have here in your package JSON, we have here test unit, right? So with that in mind, we can go to the terminal and run yarn test unit. And if you need some coverage report, you just type it dash dash coverage.
This is great.
And okay, you're missing some package, you say yes, let's go, do it, and
Now we can rerun the yarn test command, it says.
yeah, dash dash coverage, and here we are.
Nice. Oh, that's
Nice.
awesome.
We
Looks
have
like it passed.
yeah, it passed the test, and of course, uh, they write the report on the folder coverage. So you can open the browser. If I don't know, yeah, Chrome does allow to open the browser, but
There should be a command on my terminal. I can
yeah,
run the open command. Like you could
yeah,
just run
let me
open.
see. Yeah, let's see. Oh, there's a coverage folder here.
Yeah, and then you just run. There should be an index.html. Yep.
Yeah,
So open
yeah. So
index.html. That should do it. Command not
no,
found.
because it is Linux. Is not is not is a Linux, not of Mac OS.
I see. I see. Open is part of
Yeah,
Mac OS. My mistake.
yeah. But there is they created the reports. Let me open here in the Firefox, and we see the results. Why? I don't understand why the Chrome OS doesn't allow us to open.
From a file.
Yeah, every browser let open, uh, including the Internet Explorer.
Yeah, that is weird. It's probably some
Yeah,
security thing. Like maybe you downloaded a file
yeah,
from a website that you don't know, and
yeah. That's it. This is the report, as you can see.
nice. It looks great.
Yeah, yeah. We testing 97% of the components.
It shows us what's not tested. Oh, just those simple, the script tag and the closing
Yeah,
tags.
exactly.
That looks awesome. If we wanted to make the
Yeah,
test more robust, we could add a sad path test. Like what happens if the values is an empty
yeah,
array or if the
yeah,
headers is an empty array.
yeah. That's right.
Oh, you have the no data to display too. That's awesome. So that is covered.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why. That's an example, right? So uh, can handle that uh, after this streaming.
That's great.
Um,
So now we
Okay,
know how
so
to write tests for every
yeah,
component. So next time we make a component, do we want to try to do TDD on this repository as
yeah,
well? And
that's that's the idea. So
awesome.
uh, let me continue open the server here. We ended with this display with my that getting the data from the backend and show us to the front end and works nicely the mechanism. So I think that's a good idea now to start working something about the styling, right? Or the components of the styling of the front end.
That's right. Let's make it look
So
good.
yeah, yeah. So first of all, change the font, right? So for this, I asking for Google font, Google Fonts, and I have some font name that I like it, but we can discuss together.
Sure.
Let me. Oh,
Uh oh.
sorry, I closed it. Sorry, no problem. Open here. Uh, Google Fonts. Yeah. Okay. We can use for the right system and for business filling. Um, I, I saw a list of the fonts.
Okay. Yeah, these remind me a lot of like news articles.
Yeah. So let try something like calm.
Yeah, I like
So
the flatter ones. I think that's gonna fit our vibe more because we wanted to kind of make it look almost
yeah.
like
So yeah, I have a name here. No need to no need to sans uh, or no need font. Something interesting.
yeah, yeah. This looks really clean.
Yeah.
You know, easy to distinguish between the letters, and I don't know. There's not too many like accents and swirls on the letters or anything. I think
Yeah.
this will look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. There's the variations that we have here. So something looks good. Look at that. The same this the one test at normal size at 21 pixels, and the same test at 16 pixels. I think that this font is good.
Yep, absolutely. I say we go for it.
Yeah. So for this, we copy uh, button here and selected get embedded, and we copy the code here, go back to the our terminal and go to editor. We need open the index and paste the code here. So
Simple enough.
simple enough, but that's the way the can link in the font to the side. But as you can see, there are two links for the Google that we can discard it, no problem.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So we just need the
Yeah,
one line.
yeah. That's the way that Google don't put the eyes on the our website.
Haha. Yeah, that's good looking out.
Yeah, yeah. And after that, uh, we need to create folder here in our source directory. I create a folder called assets.
Nice. Yeah, this is where we'll put our images, our
And,
CSS, SVG
yeah,
files.
and I create a file called base um, as CSS. Okay, so for now, the only thing that we need to do is something very, very simple. Uh, it's a reset all the styles. So we create for all the styles, we assume this. Oh, margin, oh, margin 0, ending 0, box sizing, oh, sizing, content box, and now font family will be Nunito, Helvetica, or sans serif. It's font weight normal. No, normal. That normal is 100. Font size 1 relative measure. That's something like approximately 16 pixels, and overflow hidden. So this let to reset all the styles for the browser and starting out our font family.
Awesome. Yeah,
And
so this is going to give us full
after that,
control.
yeah, and after that, we go to the we can go to the our app main.js and simply
Import the styles.
import the styles. Yeah, import assets dash base CSS. Oh, and let me see the results on the localhost. Oh, local. Oh, yeah, that's it. Look at that.
Nice. Yeah, so it made
Yeah,
everything the same width and size. That way
yeah.
we get to control how big like the H1 text is, the H2 text.
Mm-hmm. That's the idea. So, uh, for now, I have some ideas. We can
Are
do
we
something.
are we planning on using a CSS package like Tailwind in this?
Uh, I, I have to tell something about Tailwind. It's I try to use it in the video project that you work in our company, right,
Mm-hmm.
Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
And since that we have in the end of the all the stuff, if uh, you create a huge line with using the class for the tailwind, right? And then you can create a separate file to using the apply directive to the styles, but it seems like you have to uh, in the end you are basically do the same that use a pure css, you know. I
It
don't know,
it doesn't feel very
it's me.
much easier.
Yeah, yeah, it's not that it become more easier to starting to developer things, but the end of the day you have to rip out all the classes that use greater your our classes, put the apply inside, and so that's for me it's like a reworking, you know. uh,
Hmm.
it's something that you create using. Okay, I use the tailwind, it works, okay, it's best, but in the end you have to create your own classes that you commonly create in css.
I
And
get you. If you want to customize it.
yeah,
Hmm.
you know.
I hear you. I mean, I feel like the package itself should be dynamic enough to where we could just use its built-in classes and features,
Yeah,
to
but
create our own unique
yeah
look.
but but we can the view, there's a there's a mechanism that we can create the components, and in the components we can create a scoped styles. So we
Okay.
can create styles for this component, and this style don't pollute the website. You know, is very is contained inside of the component. So uh, maybe it's not there's no so much advantage in using Tailwind in this case,
Sure.
because yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Tailwind might even just be, a little bit too much work, right? Or
Yeah, no, I think the Tailwind works more for the React, right? React project, because
totally.
the React uses common CSS or SAS or something like that. So that's make more sense. But for the Vue, is something that
It's more than we
uh,
need, huh? Because our app.
yeah, because we can create our classes for the component, and we can isolate all the styles for this component. So scope all the style that component use the inside the component itself. So
Okay. You know what that reminds
yeah,
me of? That reminds me of the styled components package in React Native. I don't know if you've used that feature before. But yeah, in React Native,
I
you can do something very similar. And I like it. I
hmm
think it's a good idea. Yeah.
yeah. So uh, okay, let's start something like that. H1, H2, H3, 4, 5, and H6. We use font family. Oh, use the same font family. So we need to change this font age is 600 for both.
So that puts them all at 600.
Yeah, but now we can customize the font size for each header. So font size is the double that the common test.
Gotcha.
H2 font size, oops, like 1.2, 1.8. So H3, font size, font 6 trim, H4, font size, 1.4 trim, and H5, font size, 1.2. And of course, if you reach 6 levels of headers, so it's the same font size of this single paragraph. 1 rem.
Oh, you have an extra colon on line 37 there.
Yeah. That's it. And yeah. And of course, we can use the same font size for the paragraph. So that's it.
Cool. Can we separate each declaration with a blank line?
Yeah.
Just at the end? Yeah. Exactly.
Of course.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then line 26 as well. Sorry, I'm finicky about the format.
Yeah. Okay. So if you look into we are change
Yeah.
the styles.
Now we can see the difference in the.
Yeah.
We have that H1 right there on the top.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's okay. And thinking about the layout, I think that we need uh, first of all create a router, right? This router allows to access, for example, uh, for example, uh, uh, for example, something like dash count, and we have the accounts. So if you have, for example, dash,
maybe dashboard
reports, yeah, or something like that, or something that okay, if you visit only uh, the local address, the router redirect us directed to the dashboard, right? And so this is a component router, and of course, using the TDD practice, I think that we need to create, first of all, create the router test.
Yep. Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
So, and we'll want to first write a test on the landing page, so just what happens when you visit, slash without any path.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start create the test. Uh, Here, for the components, we have the components. For the router, I create a router and router pack JS. Yeah. So import some describe we eat packet packed and maybe packed from we test. We have import create the router, create create web history from router module, and of course import router from our source folder router folder. So we don't have it, so of course we failed. But DDD says that you need to create the test before create the model, right?
Yep, and we can do it one step at a time. So we can just create an empty test and then run that test.
Yeah. Scribe router. And router is function. So I think that for each test that we are testing the router, we need to reset the router to the base URL. So I think that we can use
Before each.
a before each.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before each is a function, add-on function that we router push and router go 0. So
Oh, you're missing a closing parentheses on line 9.
yeah, that's it. So first test, it
Shows the home page.
maybe something like that. So create a router instance.
Well,
So
is this
because we need to create the instance for the router for the application. So we need to spec that the router be true. Spec uh, router router to be perfect. Yeah. Spec router dot options dot history to be instance of create web history structure. Oops. And of course, that's it. So the for blue and yarn test unit. Let's see what happens.
And of
Fail.
course it failed.
Yeah. So it expected that fail because we don't create the router file and we don't initiate the router or the view router. right? So it's okay.
Sweet. So next step is to
So
create our router file in the source code.
yeah, that's the idea, my boy. Okay. So I will create here router, and inside the router, I create file. Uh, Maybe, yeah, I think that index uh, JS. Inside that, we have some content, uh, basically something that import, import, create a router, oops, router, and create, oops, web history from router. Um, const router equals create router. Inside that, we have the history that create web history import dot meta dot change dot base URL. And here we have the list of the routes. So for this, um, we have the path. So the path route we redirect to our page, call it um, dashboard or home. What do you think?
Uh, I like dashboard. I think that makes more sense because it's financial.
Okay, so dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the path that we have here in dashboard. Word we using the component, and this component will be uh,
Oh, I guess it'll be the dashboard
dash,
component.
yeah, dashboard page.
Nice.
Okay, so that's it. Format strings, and okay, as you can see, router is declared, but not so. In
Oh
the
yeah, we
end,
gotta
we
export it.
yeah, we found. Oops, router. Okay, now we need to go to the main.js
And import this code.
uh, and import the router. Uh, so wait app, we import router, router, and here after you create the app, we send the app use router, and after that use we mount the application on the div app, right? So if it's okay, some maybe the test will pass or not. I believe that will not pass.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's why TDD works.
Mm-hmm.
Yarn test unit.
One
It
failed.
failed. What failed? Because
Oh,
we don't create the dashboard page.
that's right. Yep, we need a dashboard page component.
Yeah. So here we are. Here we go. Uh, components. I I don't like use components inside page inside the components. I create a folder here called pages, right?
Pages, yeah. And then inside pages is probably where,
Yeah,
you know,
we have
the dashboard.
dashboard, and inside the dashboard we created the dashboard page dot oof.
Awesome.
Okay.
So the components folder that is in the source folder, that is specifically for like application level components, right? Like the list,
Yeah,
maybe
like
a nav bar.
buttons, menus, navbars,
Okay.
something like that. And here I just put pages one dashboard to see what happened, right?
Yeah, maybe this will
So
pass now.
yeah, so we need to go back to the our test in the router exactly, and import dashboard page from authors dash page dash dashboard dashboard page. Okay, and remove. And okay, yarn test unit. It passed.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
here we go. So let's see the results that we have in the system.
Yep. Always want to do a manual test as well with a new feature.
Yeah, yeah. So uh, we go back here, and it seems that dashboard.
It is bringing us there, but I don't see the component that we made. Because didn't the component that we made.
Yeah, yeah. So something that maybe we need to see here in the terminal, and maybe stop the server and run again.
Because we added new files and new folders.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So, oh, of course that you are rendering. Yeah, forget something. I forget something, Brandon.
What is that?
Is that the problem? Is that uh, we using the router, but if you look into the app view, we are rendering all the things.
Yep. That's right. That's right. We added, we hard coded some of this stuff.
Yeah, hmm, exactly. Because we starting create something that okay, it works. I know we know that works, but right now we need to do something about it to the application respond to the router. So uh, unfortunately, I I try something like that. Okay, let me see if I do something like that. What happened? Yeah, we don't lose all the work that we did it. So I just let as a comment. Okay, and inside template we have uh, router view dash router view. And if you look into
And here's the
ta-da,
dashboard. Ah, I see. I see. So yeah, we had our index.html all hard coded. So I guess the
yeah,
next step would be to um, flesh out this dashboard page component and add the list component to it, add the API calls to it.
yeah. So it's something that we can discuss on the future on the next episodes. But I do like to uh, finish this stuff here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so uh, the basic idea is that um, we have basically we have um, I think that we have two general layouts, right? One layout is for our application main bar on the top, and the second layout is something that we have the main title bar on the top of the screen, and in this case we have a nav bar on the left side for the application. Why these two layouts? The simple layout that basically main the main title bar is something that we can use on the login screen or in the logout screen, right? Or in the 404 page, right?
Yeah, the top bar.
And just the content in the content and the top bar, right? Is the simple is it was plus is we call it the simple layout, and the composite layout is something that we have the title bar on the top and the navigation bar on the left of the page,
Totally.
and the other content we have this the rest of the page,
The
right?
body, if you will.
The body or something like that. Or, you know, I don't know if you get it, the idea, but
Yeah.
basically we have yeah we
Yeah,
have
it totally makes
two
sense.
layouts.
We have a basic
Yeah,
layout and a composed layout, or maybe a how about we split it up? We call it basic layout and detailed layout.
yeah, no problem, man. The name
Not important.
is yeah, the name is something that uh, we we can discuss, but this is the idea, right? So we start with the uh, basic layout to see what happens. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense because we don't have a user model yet in our backend, so we don't have a way to log in and log out.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. And with the basic layout, we just we can try create the basic layout, and with the basic layout, we discover that maybe we have our first component, Y component, that is the main title bar, right? So something like that. So let's get started. Let's finish. So for this, using our our using TDD framework, we need to create a layout, a layout test, right? And I do like to create layout, so I create here layouts and basic layout spec JS.
So I wonder, is this layout, is that a type of component, or like should this folder be in the components folder, or
Mm,
is it
I
kind of
no,
separate?
I think uh, I I I think it's not a basic component, something that the application uses. So it's hard to define if it is a component because it just uh, markup like we have in the
Mm,
uh, uh, that we have in the Rails. We have the layout view, right?
yeah, that's right. Like the application, that HTML.
Yeah, so it's acting like that. So
I
uh,
see. I see.
I like to, yeah.
Got you. So these
So
tests in the layouts folder will essentially be testing exactly how the page is set up. Like, where is the nav bar? What buttons are on the nav bar? Where is the
yeah,
sidebar? What buttons are on the sidebar? Okay,
yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
It's something that okay. In the basic layout, okay, we rendered the basic layout and see that we have a main title bar on the top of the page. Yeah, so it works, right?
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay, that makes
Point.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that.
And I see why
So
that's separate from the components test, because like the basic layout, when we write the code for it, it's going to be made up of a bunch of different components. Right. So
yeah,
so we're not going to be testing one component. This is kind of like an integration test that tests multiple pieces of the app.
yeah. So we
Awesome.
have test utils, or because we need to mount. We have import uh, basic layout from it's something like layouts, layouts, basic layout tool, and we have need import describe it and spec from retest. Oop.
Oh.
Okay, so describe basic layout. Okay, so the first test, or the only test that uh, can use, basically we can use two tests right here. So first of all, the renders, the layout, and the main title bar. Okay. So const wrapper equals mount basic layout and expect that wrapper what exists to be true. Okay. And the second test, it renders the slot content correctly. Yeah. So we use the const again, use the wrapper, but uh, when we mount the basic layout, we have a default slot that, and inside the slot we have the default, so can use uh, div data test ID equals slot content and see if you have the slot content inside the div. And here once mounted, we expect that wrapper find the data test ID equals slot content. Find that dot exists. So and to be true.
Okay.
And here we expected that oh we expected that test text side to be slot content,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, this second test looks good. I have a question about the first test. Can we? How can we make the first test have more expectations like the second one? Because shouldn't it says it renders the layout and the main title bar, but it doesn't look like it's actually
Mm-hmm.
checking for the title bar in that test.
Yeah, yeah, good question. Because we need to check const what was it? MainBar equals wrapper on find component, and you see if this component is there. Main bar.
Yeah. I see.
And yeah, and expect that the wrapper, no, expect that the main bar exists. So if it exists, so it's true. Okay.
Gotcha. Yep. So this checks that the title bar is visible, and then
Yeah. So
once we add a list to
when
the
you,
page, we can check that the
yeah,
list is visible. I see.
yeah, and of course we discover right now on the created the basic layout test that you need to create the main bar component.
Yep, that sounds about right. We haven't even made a nav bar yet, so
Yeah.
that's where our
So
H1 tag can be that says Wally,
yeah.
and eventually we'll make
So
that into a logo.
yeah. So uh, for this, we can create the test for the main bar. If the main bar is okay, we can adjust the test from the single for the basic layout and run the test of the basic layout. What do you think?
Um, could you repeat that? I'm not sure what you
Uh,
mean.
the okay, we discovered right in the test that you need to create the component in main bar, right?
Yeah.
But if you are following the TDD, we need to create the test for the main bar right now.
Yeah, that's right. And we will, and it shouldn't take that long, I don't think.
Or we can just skip it for because the time frame that we have.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, we can. We're actually short on time, so what we can do is get this test to pass just by creating an empty main bar component,
Yeah,
and then you go ahead and open up a pull request, and I will review it. And in that review, I will add the extra test that we need, the main bar test, and I'll
yeah. No problem. Or create it after the streaming. No problem.
yeah, that'll
Just
work
to
for me.
know. Yeah, but that's the mechanism that you are using TDD. Okay, we discover right now in the right test that we need to create the test for the component that you don't even see. So
Yep, you're right. That is, it's a tedious part of TDD.
yeah,
It can be a little time consuming, but it is important, because it shows us, it guides us on how we need to build our app. And if we continue following this pattern, then we'll end up having a very thoroughly tested app. We know every part of it works the way that we want it to.
yeah,
So yeah, that's the
yeah,
TDD process. Sometimes while writing a test, you find out that you need to write another test first.
yeah, something like that. So okay, we so basically we okay we are creating a new component, and this component here we have the UI component that we have the base table.
I think the main bar is
Think
part of the UI too, right?
yeah, but maybe we can use the main bar because the main bar is something that all pages we have, right?
Okay, so
Yeah,
we just put it in the base level of the components folder. You think
yeah, yeah. That's right.
that
I
makes
think
sense?
it's that.
That totally makes sense because yeah, every page will have the main bar.
Yes, exactly. So main bar dot boom, and
Oh, you created a
inside
base
that,
folder. Okay.
what
Well, I was thinking it would just go in the components folder directly, or maybe it's a little
a
confusing
base?
because base table.view is in a different folder, and now we have
Yeah.
the base
So
folder.
maybe yeah. Basically, we can move it this component for the base for the base folder on the future. No problem.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
Uh, we have template. basically we have the header page and header of the page, and we have the H1
And this is where we can just say Wally. Yeah.
Wally, yeah, H1. So uh, I like to add some style here just for style scope it. So just to header, oops. So display, we using Flexbox, line, items, center, justify content
Do space
on
between.
space between, right?
Or do we want to do space around so that it doesn't stick to the edges?
Uh, we can use it, you can use it padding.
Yeah, yeah, we can use padding.
Yeah,
Yep, that also works.
yeah,
Either way.
padding, yeah. So just to background color right now, just to test TDD.
And make it gray.
And yeah, and for pixels for the pay for the padding. Okay, we have the components, so we can go back to our test.
We should be able to run the test now, right?
Not exactly because we don't import the main bar here.
Sure. That's right. That's right.
From hash components base, oops, base folder, and we have main bar dot foo, right? So if you're running the foo yarn unit failed.
Only one failed.
Yeah. Why? Because we don't have the basic component layout.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see.
So is it for this? We can hit here. So clear, and we can create the basic layout. Uh, the components. Okay, we don't have folder, so layout basic layout dot foo. Inside this, we have template. Inside the template, first of all, we are using the main bar component and create a section and inside the section we are creating the slot directive from the Vue. So okay, and of course we need to create a script folder, a script tag here, because the script uh, dash script, and need import MainBar from components base main bar book, and we can use style scope it, and section can continue using the flex box display flex direction we use in columns um, to the background color. We can use a different tone from the gray. For example, line self stretch. We did same 100%. Margin 4 pixels for 4 pixels, and the age. We use calculation. We use 60 pixels. Yeah. Okay. Forget something on the title bar that we need to fix this is that the main bar 60 pixels.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So if you're running test, mm, and yarn test unit.
Come on, green. Oh, one failed.
No, won't fail.
So the main
What?
bar does not exist, it says.
Yeah. Why? Uh, we have this error here. Let me see for main bar exists.
Find component main bar. So I
Yeah.
in the place where we're calling the main bar in BasicLayout.view, the main bar takes a slot like as an argument, doesn't it? Or am I misunderstanding that?
No.
It gets the slot for the view, right?
Yeah. Let me check here. So maybe something that spelling. Oh, yeah. I get you. Let me check here. Basic layout spec. We use find component, and yeah, we're using the wrapper to find the component. That's the idea. So, whoa, And here we spec the mountain, and the mounted we have the wrapper. The wrapper is it, so component is rendered, and we spec the main bar exists.
I wonder, is that dot exists something that you can call on after the find component? Like right here, uh, on line 22, we use expect wrapper dot find, and then data test ID dot exists dot to be true. So do we? Maybe we need to do that all on one line, like line 9 and line 12.
Or something that's something that maybe you can do something like that. For example, okay, it exists, so we can check.
Nice.
Yeah, something that, uh, but it's stranger because component is main bar, right? So we have the component here, main bar, and basic layout, import the component. So
Yeah, it
there's
looks
no
right.
error. Yeah, it seems to look right. So so we can to show and continue fail expected. Uh, fail to resolve component main bar. If it is anything custom element, make sure it is excluded from the component resolution via. Oh, ah, we need to do something like that.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
Component main bar. Huh.
yeah. Uh, it fail. Uh, okay, let me check something here. Uh, basically, something that maybe I'm missing. Uh, uh, oh yeah, we have need something like that. So export default component, and when once we export, we have the components directive that components that this component use. So in this case, main bar and and uh, we have setup here. And setup can return nothing because we don't have any other properties. So go back and okay, all green.
Ah, it's passing now.
Yeah, all green
Good stuff.
because
Good stuff. I see. So we had
what?
to export the components that we were using so that the
Mm-hmm.
page could render those components. I see.
Yeah. So to test, we can go back to the our dashboard page, for example, and use it like we use uh, like we use create here the dashboard page, right?
Yep. Now we want to import those
Now we,
components and
yeah, so we can use for just for testing basic layout and basic layout. Inside the basic layout, we can create a section, section, uh, section page, and here we can use H1. Hi, you are on dashboard. Okay. If it's working, uh, oh, the test continue working. So I will turn off this test here. Here, exit, and let me see. Here we are.
we're on the dashboard. Oh wait, but
Yeah,
where's the Wally? Doesn't the nav page say Wally
yeah,
on it?
yeah, it doesn't render. You're right. So let let's check the code.
I think we just need to import
Uh,
the. We need to import that basic layout, don't we?
yeah, the basic layout we imported, but the dashboard page we don't import anything. So script and import basic layout from dash layouts basic layout to export default, and we have components here, and in this component we have the basic layout setup function. We don't have any properties, any calculate properties or like that. So, and here we are.
And we made it. We have our styles. We have our colors.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So it's starting to come together. We've broken the website into sections, and now we're able to piece those sections together on whatever view component we want. Looks great.
Yeah, that's it. So one thing that we need to work on this pull request is maybe we can create a new page here, create accounts, for example. And if the router doesn't find, we have the 4404 page, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, but because the time that we have is so uh, short, maybe we can do on the next section. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah. Totally. We'll finish the router up in the next section, or even just in the pull request, and then next week. We also we'll want to make an accounts page, I guess, and we'll want to finish the CRUD functionality on the back end, I think, too. We want a way to create accounts, update accounts, maybe delete accounts.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So we have a lot of work to do. So I think that the next session we can create the composite layout, right? Or the I don't, what's the name that you define the second layout that we have in the page?
Oh, the
Composite
detailed.
or detail layout. Okay. So I think the next section we can create the detail layout, right?
Yeah.
And create the basic navigation bar on the side, just to access the account and something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a
And
plan.
yeah, that's it. So Wally start becoming something visually uh,
Yeah, it's good to see the styles
growing.
come together.
Yeah,
Obviously, we got still plenty of work to do, but that's part of the journey.
yeah. That's it. So thank you, Brian. Thank you for the time in this Sunday, and it's a pleasure to work with you, guy.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for any viewers that watch. Have a great
Yeah,
weekend, and I'll see you next time.
yeah. See you guys.
Alrighty, bye bye.